Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum class. Welcome to English grade 8 video lessons. I'm your English teacher Zia Ahmed. I hope that you're doing well. Today we are going to see yet another students learning outcome, and this is from our unit number 6. We are going to see this SLO which talks about your poems and poetic devices. Let's learn them. Understand and utilize similes, metaphors, personification, imagery, scheme, alliteration, hyperbole, oxymoron, mood, meter, rhyme, assonance, and consonants given in the text. Use these devices in writing tasks also. Now, if you look at the book, we have only included 3 things over there, and we are only going to read them, and the rest of these terms will be taught in the upcoming lectures. So we are going to see alliteration, assonance, and consonants. These are your literary poetic devices that we have, and you can find them in your poems. When we are reading poems, we can identify these 3 things very easily, and also in different tongue twisters, different kind of words that have poetic touch in them. So brace yourselves, because this lecture is going to be very interesting. Here is your vertical linkage. And for the brainstorming session today, students, think about a favorite tongue twister. What sounds are repeated in that? So you know that tongue twisters are words that are very difficult to say all at once with a speed. So have you ever tried doing any tongue twister? If not, then you should learn them. The tongue twisters like, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Yes, this is a very interesting and famous tongue twister where the consonants are they are repeated again and again. You can find consonants and also alliteration in this tongue twister. Now, the tongue twisters are really helpful for making you fluent in your speech and also to recognize different poetic devices. So I hope that now you can practice your different tongue twisters, and this was the purpose of doing this brainstorming activity. Now, let's look at each of these 3 things one by one. First, let's start with alliteration, and alliteration is a figure of speech also, and it's also a literary or poetic device. So they work both ways, in which the same sound repeats in a group of words, such as the B sound. For example, we have the sentence, Bob brought the box of bricks to the basement. Now, what is the definition of alliteration? The same sound repeats, right? Same sound is repeating. What sound is repeating here? The B sound. Bob brought the box of bricks to the basement. Yes, right? So this is what we call here a figure of speech or a poetic device or literary device is used, which we call alliteration, repetition of the same sound in different words. And one sound is being repeated, the B sound is repeated in the sentence. So this is what is about alliteration. You can find it in different poems and identify them. Here, let's look at this tongue twister. You can see it on the screen. You read it really fast and practice it. And can you notice the alliteration used, and can you point out which alliteration, what sound is being repeated over and again? I wish to wish the wish, you wish to wish. But if you wish the witch wishes, I won't wish the wish, you wish to wish. So what sound can you see? Yes, the sh sound, the v sound, these are repeated all over this tongue twister. So the sh sound, which is a consonant sound, and the v sound, which is like another sound. So wish, if you take it independently, v and sh, these are repeated, and you can find example of alliteration in this tongue twister. Now, let's talk about assonance. So, assonance deals with your vowels. All right, we know that the vowel sounds are A, E, I, O, U. These are the 5 letters, but there are 20 sounds of all these 5 words in different variations. So, all of them can be found in poems and in different statements or sentences. We have to point them out. So, first, let's see, it is a literary device in which vowel sounds are repeated with phrases or sentences that are close to each other in the text. For example, I faked a small smile and then shifted away. Can you find the vowel sound? Yes. Faked has a vowel sound, 2 sounds actually, small, smile, then shifted away. All of these words, even including the word I, these are vowel sounds. So in every word, we can find 1 or 2 vowel sounds. This is what we can say that the literary device of assonance is used. Now, in assonance, the repetition of the long A sound in faked, see the sound of A is faked, a stretched sound, away, creates assonance. Now, in this sentence, that's why I picked it. Here it's for you. Can you see different vowels? Yes, we can see the repetition of the long vowel I. That's why I picked it here. It's for you. So I sound in picked, and it create what? Assonance. So you can see when you see bombardment of vowel sounds in your verses of the poems, you can point out the assonance. Let's move on to the consonants, which is all about the consonant sounds. You know that the rest of the sounds other than the A, E, I, O, U or different variations, the rest of the sounds are called, or the letters are called, consonants. Now, this is a literary device that refers to the repetition of the same consonant sounds in a sentence. I faked a small smile and then shifted away. Small smile. Yes, these are you can see a consonant over here. And what else? Let's look at this example. Deserted as I sat down to read. What sound, what consonant is being repeated? Deserted, D sound, because of the letter D. I sat down to read. So D sound, the sound of the consonant D is being repeated. This is also an example of consonants. And the repetition of the S and N sounds in reason and frown in this example. Delusioned by life with good reason to frown. So you can see the N sound and the S sound. Now, here, straggly branches of an old widow tree, dead flower and off to play. I faked a small smile. So small smile, they are closely together, they are next to each other, and they are having the consonant sound. And we can say that the literary device consonants is used in the sentence or in the poem or the poem's verse. Here is your simulation link where you can learn more about these literary devices. And for your classroom activity, what you're going to do is read these different chunks taken from different poems. This is taken from Edgar Allan Poe's poem, and this is taken from William Blake's poem. Can you identify assonance, consonants, and alliteration in this poem? Yes, quickly students, do this activity and tell your teacher about it and also get your assessment. For your classroom activity, you have to read this really quickly. It's very easy to read and point out the literary device that is used here. For the homework, all you have to do is read another poem, any other poem, and notice consonants and assonance sounds and you have to underline them. Yes. So you can look for the poems in your book, in the in the 8th grade book, or in the previous grades. Just find a poem and do this homework. Here is your worksheet, and for the resources, you can get all these, and you can solve and practice your literary devices. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.